Okay, so for breakfast, I basically make the same thing every single morning. This is my tofu scramble. Tofu, some seasonings of whatever veggies I have, but I always try and make sure I add spinach. So I'm adding tomatoes here, some smoked tempeh, turmeric, this black salt, which makes it taste like egg. I know it's so bizarre. Mix it around, and then I add the spinach last so that doesn't overcook. Then I have like a second breakfast. This one is super nostalgic. My mom used to make this all the time. So I stick some tortillas in the microwave for like 35 seconds, add some sort of protein bit thing, cilantro, feta cheese, spinach, roll it up. It's so easy. It sounds really weird, but it's so good. And then of course I always add hot sauce and everything, so this is my favorite habanero hot sauce. I like to switch it up, but that's pretty much it. Super protein packed, really filling, and of course water and coffee, always.
Alright, so for lunch, because I'm going to work after, I'm going to attempt to make this recipe I saw. I'll link the video below of the original post, but basically it's like turning tofu into salmon. I've never made anything like this before, but I'm going to try to do it. So basically the ingredients you need are beet juice, but apparently, I don't know, beet juice doesn't exist, I don't think, at least not in my store. So I just bought a can of sliced beets and I'm just going to use the juice from that and do something else with the beets. I think firm tofu. I hope this is firm enough or not too soft. Some seaweed, preferably the ones that are already roasted and in this sort of size, because then you can kind of match it perfectly with the tofu slices. Capers and caper brine. So I just got a little jar of this. The recipe calls for white wine, but I don't have that. So I think that rice vinegar is a good substitute. I don't know, it might not taste as good, but I'm sort of hoping that it won't make a difference. Lemon, you're going to use the zest of the lemon on the outside and cut it into slices and bake it with it. And then some shallots. And of course seasoning, so salt and pepper and olive oil, as well as some dill. So we'll see how this works. Okay, so I just have my tofu slices in a container and I'm just marinating it with this beet juice. I'm going to let it sit for a bit and then we'll come back to it in, let's just say, 15 minutes. We want to make sure that it's all coated and soaked so that it gets that sort of pink salmon-y color. Just placed each piece roughly on the nori. I think I was supposed to have like one individual piece that was big enough for the salmon, but I just sort of overlapped two because my pieces are a little bit big. Just changed out of my white sweater because I almost made it pink with beet juice. In the meantime, I'm going to prep all the ingredients like the lemon, the dill, the shallots, that sort of stuff. I'm going to chop that up, and I've got my oven preheating to 350, so by the time I'm done all of that, it should be perfect timing. Just got it in a dish big enough to fit the pieces so that all the edges can be covered. I think I marinated it a little too long because it's sort of looking like bubblegum pink. I think we were going for more of like a lighter pink, but hopefully after it's been in the oven for a while, it'll calm down. Chopped up the shallots, added the rice wine vinegar. I added 3 tablespoons, even though it calls for white wine. I hope it's okay. It just seems like it would be. I think it's a perfectly good substitute. Then I'm adding 1 tablespoon of capers and caper brine. I'm trying to like do a video for TikTok at the same time as doing this, and it's very complicated. Bring up some of my dill. I'm actually just gonna rip it because I feel like that is totally fine. Wash your dill first, always. That's about 1 cup of dill, so I'm just eyeballing it. I think this is about 1 cup. Okay, it's looking better. I'm adding about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then I'm going to add more lemon zest and chopped up lemons on top of it. That will make it look really pretty and also add some extra flavor. We'll have a zester. right, so I just added the lemon, the seasoning, so like salt and pepper, and I'm going to cover this up and bake it for 20 minutes. It still looks quite pink, but I'm hoping that when it's in the oven for a little bit, it'll sort of turn into a more corally color. But it looks good. Smells good too. The mess. Lovely. All right, so that's covered up and in the oven. I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes and check on it and see how it looks. I've also chopped up some yams. I'm just adding that to boiling water, and I'm going to add this into a salad. I kind of like it when it's soft. I like roasted too, but I couldn't be bothered to do that right now. So I'm just gonna boil these for a bit until the salmon is done and then prep with the salad. All right, so this is what it's looking like right now. I'm thinking that I left the beet juice for way too long because it's looking very fluorescent pink, but I'm hoping that keeping it uncovered will sort of help with that. So I'm gonna bake this for another 10 to 15 minutes. Just added some broccoli, and then I've got my yams boiling on the side over there. All right, so I just took it out of the oven. After adding the broccoli, I'm gonna add some fresh dill to the top. Do you hear the sizzle? Not perfect, but not bad. This side definitely looks more like salmon, but that little pink bit, not so much. Smells like it though. All right, so I've just got a salad here with just some yams, spinach, onions, tomatoes, simple salad, and I'm going to add a piece of salmon. Not bad. Pretty interesting. Now we're gonna try it. Interesting. I don't know if it's salmon-y, but it's not bad. It's pretty good.
So the day before actually filming this video, we had Chinese food, which was so good. But we also went to this like specialty food store that has a bunch of different meatless options. So I picked up some chicken, some tuna. I got like a specialty chocolate as well, and the sauce that we'll be using for tonight, because on days like today where I came back from the studio so late, I just could not be bothered to cook things from scratch. So I'm using this sauce and adding to it to make a heartier dinner. So I'm not really following any recipe, but I'm using this pre-made sauce, adding chickpeas to add some extra substance and protein, cilantro, jalapeno to make it extra spicy, this meatless chicken, and an onion. And then I'm also mixing brown and white rice, chopping up the onions, and just basically adding everything together. It's super simple and easy. At the end of the day, I don't really feel like doing too much. And there you have it. It is so simple and easy. I'm gonna just top this on top of rice, add some extra spinach on the side or something for extra greens, and that's it. A super simple, hearty dinner.